Join us at Digital Impact Philippines, the ultimate conference for digital marketing, SEO, website design, YouTube SEO, and much more. Connect with industry experts, gain valuable insights, and take your digital strategies to the next level. Don't miss out on this opportunity to grow and innovate in the digital world. You can purchase a ticket on our website
www.digitalimpactphilippines.com.
Join us now.
Presenting your one-stop shop for SEO and virtual assistant services. SEO, GMB, link building, content creation, web design, virtual assistants, and more. Rank Fortress SEO and VA Agency. Enjoy 40 to 70 off for our services. Rank Fortress SEO and VA Agency. The best white label platform for SEOs, agencies, and freelancers.
Welcome to Rank Fortress, your blueprint for real-world SEO mastery. At Rank Fortress Academy, we don't teach theory, we teach what works. Founded by William Jones and Rowena Jones, a globally recognized SEO strategist. Our academy was built to give marketers, entrepreneurs, and business owners access to the exact systems that rank websites and generate real revenue. Whether you're a beginner looking to break into the digital marketing world or a seasoned professional tired of fluff-filled courses, this is where you sharpen your skills. We cover everything from local SEO, Google Business Profile optimization, and on-page content silos to advanced YouTube SEO strategies, backlink building, and client acquisition tactics. With over 80-plus SEO virtual assistants trained using this same framework and a proven track record of ranking hundreds of businesses. Join Rank Fortress Academy and take control of your digital future.
This is William, and I'm here today with Mr. Ferville, the man himself, and he's going to be one of our awesome, amazing speakers at the Digital Impact Philippines. Here, we're having it in Surigao City, June 29th, 30th, and the 1st. He will be speaking on the 1st, along with myself and many other speakers like Jason Isidre and Gabe and a bunch of others. But his expertise is everything from Facebook ads, Google ads, and SEO, and want to talk to him, introduce him to you guys today. I've known him for a little bit. He spoke at one of our past events as well. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started in SEO, how long you've been doing it, and that sort of thing? Because a lot of times people think, you know, well, if you had your own business, Ferville must have come from a good government family, or he probably went to college, or he had money to begin with. That's what a lot of people think. They think, like with me, I jokingly say, when you see the typical white man coming to the Philippines, they go, oh, he's got a lot of money. I'm like, no, I was broke. I didn't have none of that stuff. I didn't have the stuff I have now. So, but I want you to kind of cover that and just talk to us about it and everything and go from there.
Yeah. So thank you, Will, for that wonderful intro. So good day, everyone. It's me, Ferville. Okay, so just a little bit about myself. You mentioned about SEO. So I kind of started doing freelancing. when I started, it was not coined as freelancing by that time. During that time, it was still like online job. Way back in 2010. So that's where when I really got my hands dirty with digital marketing. So the first job that I had, so there was a friend of mine who introduced me into SEO, and I started doing link building during that time in 2010. So I stayed on my lane during all throughout the process of doing digital marketing. No, so I was sticking with SEO through and through, but at the same time accumulated a little bit of experience on multiple platforms, like you mentioned about doing Facebook advertising as well. I meddled with Google Ads, wherein I think the start of doing Google Ads was I had a plateau on doing SEO somewhere around 2017, 18. And then I kind of already had a good picture of what SEO is, like even if my eyes closed, I will be dreaming more of keywords and rankings and stuff. So those are the things that I kind of like meddle with. And then eventually because for those who kind of have a little bit of knowledge about SEO, SEO really takes time to build results. It's like a tree. You need to put more, I say it's like water it until it blooms, and then non-stop giving you fruit. So eventually I needed to have a workaround wherein, what would be the best ideal way for me to expedite the process of getting the results much faster compared to getting results from SEO. For sure, SEO really had like a strong ROI in terms of doing marketing, but most of the businesses that I have been able to work with, they kind of wanted to have quick gains in the
Everybody wants instantaneous results.
Yeah, instantaneous results.
And you're not going to get that with SEO. SEO is going to take a period of time. Even though there
Yes.
are SEOs out there who say I can guarantee results in a week.
Yeah.
No, it takes months and months and months and months and months. So.
Hey students, are you ready to stop watching success from sidelines and finally be part of it?
This is your exclusive chance to join the most powerful conference in the country, Digital Impact Philippines 2025, happening this June 29, 30, and July 1, 2025 in Surigao City.
Connect with the CEO pros, AI innovators, business mentors, and creators who are changing the game right here in the Philippines.
No fluff, no boring lectures, just pure, real-world strategies, live demos, and insider secrets that you won't learn in school.
Secure your tickets today and get access to both days of learning, networking, and growth at a discounted rate.
Buy your tickets now at digitalimpactphilippines.com and see you on June 29, 30, and July 1. See you there!
Yeah, so that was the case that I had. I've been working with small and mid-sized businesses, and then eventually they kind of look at what will be the possible way for us to get quicker wins in our campaigns. so we can have a momentum or snowball that particular ROI and put it towards different or allocate it towards different multiple channels in marketing. So there's that. I got introduced with Google Ads way back in 2000, I think 2019, early 2019, and then during this time, starting 2010 to 20 I think 2017, I've been doing like freelancing or online job as a solo person. And somewhere in 2017, I started my first attempt of doing a digital agency. So it was called Semblitz back then. Semblitz was a digital agency that is like more of me partnering with people who are really expert in their field, like a developer, graphic guy, content specialist, and then we kind of formed it together. But it became, me as the person who works on the side of doing paid ads and SEO. So it was more of like Avengers team type of doing the agency. But the way we kind of maneuvered it, it didn't really I could say prosper through and through. Maybe because there was differences in terms of what would be the goal, the initial goal for the first agency that we built together. So during this time, I was also like doing some stuff on my own already. So I decided to split the team for the first agency, the Semblitz, and then I think somewhere in 2020, it came into sunset when pandemic happened. So we had a lot of clients also coming from the travel and tourism industry, wherein during that time, the business shut down and everything went haywire.
You're kind of like me. It's like, thank God I got into, if you will, starting my agency prior to COVID, because it killed our laundry shop. We were surviving with the laundry shop, and then whenever, thankfully we started the agency, got my clients, and then COVID happened. Everybody's on lockdown, and you can't even go out, and all that stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. So there was that. So pandemic happened, and I decided to turn the first agency off. So during this time, I was already like residing in Metro Manila during the time, 2020, and then we decided to go back to Mindanao. We had a land trip with my entire family during that time, the COVID. So we went back to the place of my wife in Iligan City. And then I went back.
Iligan's not too far from where I was at. So we go through.
Yeah. So during this time, I went back to my thinking chair of what I wanted to do next. Do I fly solo again, or build an e-commerce store or whatever? As long as I know there's like cash flow kicking in for the family, then I'll be all good. I can be able to provide for the family. And then it was the season where I already had the agency Top White Label, the agency that we have now, in mind. I have it in my drawing board, but I haven't executed it yet. Not until such time when I was like juggling multiple jobs already, doing online. So school season kids, I kind of send them off to school and fetch them on daytime, but at the same time,
How many kids do y'all have?
I have two boys with me. So
Awesome.
1 10 years old and 1 7 years old. So I was sending the boys to school, and then doing my work on daytime. And then when I get home, I also have another job for the nighttime and graveyard shift. So the stress level was through the roof. And
how did you deal with it? I mean, because I even tell people, I said, I'm a little bit different. I'm like you, I'm a little bit different. I have staff, but I tell them, say, listen, I used to work from 11 p.m. at night to 7 a.m. and then take cat naps during the day, and I have 3 kids. and we
Yeah.
run the laundry shop. So talk to me about stress. How did
Yeah,
you
amazing.
deal with it and stuff?
So good question on that one. So that was the highest time for me to really hire someone. I started with one SEO VA.
Mhm.
So I hired the guy and asked him if he can be able to work with me closely, like stay in my house. I give you a separate room for your, it's like
Room and
sort of
board and
like
that sort of
a
thing. So those
home
of you
office
guys that are
thing.
watching, like live with you over
Yeah.
here in the Philippines, we'll do a lot of times, like even with the housemaids and stuff, you get free room and board and stuff of that nature. It's almost like a mentorship. Even my mentor MJ, he's looking for
Mm,
social media managers and different people right now, and they get to travel with them, they get room and board, and they work real close with them and stuff. And it's more of a mentorship thing.
right, right. So that was the case. I groomed someone to be my protege to also help me become my proxy on that like night or graveyard shift period, so I can be able to focus on like daytime activities that I had.
Yeah.
And while doing this on the side, I get to acquire more and more projects for me. So that was also the cue for me to really start another batch of people getting hired under. And then it was then somewhere in 2023 we at we we fully registered Top White Label as an agency in the Philippines. So Top White Label is an outsourcing agency for both SEO and Google Ads. So we kind of provide um, three, as at this point of time, we provide three different services. One would be web development, SEO and Google Ads. So it is more like anything related to Google marketing services, then we can be able to help you out.
Yeah, we kind of started when we started was just SEO and web design, and then we kind of morphed into we'll do social media management, Google Ads, Facebook ads, kind of that because people would start coming to you, and like I'm sure you've had, they come to you and say, hey, you do Google ads, or do you have anybody that does Facebook ads? And then you
Hmm.
turning money away, and eventually you kind of, well, we can actually do it as well, and we kind of just take on and expand your services too. So
Right. So we didn't imagine. So I was working closely with my wife. I kind of chime in her in the agency stuff. So it was like
so does she do
uh
web design or SEO, or what does she
no,
actually
not
do?
not more on the marketing stuff or the operation stuff. It's more of the admin stuff and the
It's like my
account
wife.
and
She's
yeah. So she works closely with the accounting, the HR staff and some admin on the operation side of things. So I think it was a good decision on my end to also get her in this bandwagon. So
Yeah,
so it
that's
was more
definitely a
of
good thing. Keep mama happy.
yeah. So I'm more focused on the front facing, doing the marketing stuff and reeling in clients, doing the client retention thing, and then she's doing the also the staff management and at the same time, doing the payrolls and HR
That's
for
honestly the hardest part of running a business in the Philippines is that part. It's not the
mm.
work. It's not, in my opinion, it's not the SEO part. It's the other part. Dealing public, Phil Health, SSS, staff, the coaching aspect of it, that is hard. That sort of thing. So I know a lot of people, especially people that is getting started with virtual assistants or becoming a virtual assistant, whether it's social media management or SEO, So how do you go about getting clients? Because I know now there's Ferville now is different than when Ferville started. So how did you go about it when you first started versus now that you've built up a brand?
Okay. There's so the how could I best explain this? You know, in the past, I've been like heavily dependent on job sites. You know, like Upwork and online jobs just to get more clients because it's still a good thing. You know, like there's
I mean, even with us, I've considered getting on those platforms to get jobs and stuff because I used to get jobs off of there because that's where I spent my time and stuff, but I just don't do it anymore.
Yeah. So the thing was during this attempt, it's more of really getting a good fit of who might probably need your services or who you can help with. But maybe I've kind of somehow built a reputation on the side of doing Google Ads and SEO at this point of time. So I kind of get more clients on the network that I have in terms of, you know,
From your referrals from your client base.
yeah, more of the referrals thing. But we're also building up you know, a funnel of um it's more of like LinkedIn, Facebook combo on the outreach side of things. So we kind of strike the balance between getting referrals and connections while at the same time building up, you know, rapport to new connections.
Would you describe yourself, because I do a little bit of both, but would you describe yourself more as a generalist? You take just any client from any niche, like, or is it one specific niche that you go after? Like us, we do junk removal, but I also do generalist. I just started one where we're doing just junk removal.
Right now, the field that we're working on are within the e-commerce industry. So it's more like e-commerce stores. Last year we've been able to work with like local services, but eventually some of them really also decided to separate ways with us, and then now we're more focused on doing e-commerce for the side of SEO, and but we still have like an ample amount of client and partners within the local, you know, like in the finance sector or in the technology space. So
Like local, I tell people, for me, like with SEO, national is much harder than it is local. And local is difficult because you got to deal with Google updates constantly. With local ads and Google, Google Maps, and with the reviews and things are changing and AI and stuff, which brings me, how has AI affected your business, and has it affected your business? Has it, taken, if you will, taken business away from you, or has it improved your systems and that sort of thing?
So, in my personal experience, we kind of ride the tide of using AI to somehow, how to say this, like make it more easier for the staff to really produce a quantifiable amount. Say, for example, when AI was not yet present, you know, one writer would be able to produce at least 1 or 2 content per day for you know, SEO or blog purposes. Now, typical writer for us in the agency would be able to produce like 10 articles a day with the help of AI. Yeah.
That's the biggest thing in terms of, even there was a platform everybody knows, Fiverr, the CEO sent out an email talking about get ready for what's coming. It's really affecting the business and stuff and all that. And so for me, I would tell you, say, honestly, if AI replaces you, then you were never good to begin with. What it should do is, if it normally would take you 8 hours to do something, it will now take you 1 to 2 hours.
That's true. So
If you used to have to hand code everything yourself, now you don't. It should make things simpler and easier, make you more efficient, but it should not replace you.
that's true. So that's where like kind of AI help us really helpful on the side of like doing production for the clients that we have. But it's still a combination of, you cannot get AI, you cannot put AI on the driver's seat for everything. There should be like manual intervention for everything.
I
Uh,
think it's good for like a lot of the automation and like the email sequences and web flows and stuff that I use things for. Even with the outreach, I use automation for all of our outreach. A lot of that makes it so much simpler. But not like I know people that use a certain system for all of their SEO, and
mm,
I constantly get issues with them. And every time I turn around and say, "Let me see what plugins you have," and lo and behold, that plugin's always on their system. I'm like, and then on top of it, a lot of times, a lot of the new AI tools that come out, it's like they're good to do SEO with, but then the moment you stop paying them and you're no longer on a subscription, you lost all your on-page technical SEO.
right.
So how good
It's like
is it?
borrowing the entire system.
Yeah, you're being, and then to me, you should be able to keep it because you've been paying them the whole time. So, but yeah. So what topic are you going to be covering at the conference coming up?
Yeah. So most people know me as one of the SEO guys, but eventually I wanted to share more about the Google Ads side of things at this point. So I've been like discussing more of SEO in the previous for like small meetings and or even like large conferences. But now I think I wanted to deviate mainly because not much people are talking about Google Ads. And I
Yeah,
kind of
fun.
it's a more of like an eye opener for the audiences as well about like what are the things that Google Ads can do for
And
businesses
you
out
can
there.
combine that as well with your e-commerce SEO because you can get them started in, if you will, Facebook ads or TikTok ads, which
Mm,
then pivots into, well, you got a TikTok shop, and then you can have Facebook Marketplace, and you can also
mm,
have your web design or stuff of that nature. So it's really good. And it's a good way. I mean, even if you're an OFW or overseas Filipino worker, wherever you're at, if you're doing e-commerce, you can make money. If you're doing ads, you can make money. And then you can also,
right.
e-commerce, once you get going, you could set it up and you're selling and you have one other person that does all the shipping and handling of the actual processes and drop shipping sometimes. So
Right.
all of that's really good. So I look forward to seeing you there. You are going to be speaking on July 1st, I believe. MJ is on the 30th, and then 29th is a workshop. But if you guys don't have your tickets, you want to make sure you want to get them. It's going to be at digitalimpactphilippines.com. Students are only 599 pesos, and then VIP is up to 3,500. So I look forward to see you guys there. I want to thank our our sponsors as always, which is John Signey, Gene Gray, and then as well as Local Dominator and stuff. So I look forward to seeing you there again. And this is just going to be one of the first of the events we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing them not just in Mindanao, but in main Luzon and in Cebu and some other places as well as
Wow.
Zamboanga. So this is just going to be one of the first, and I can't wait to see you there, Ferville. And I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you and thank you so much, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. See you later.
Bass, please.